I mean, all I'm doing is just flying the drone down here. I don't really plan on buying anything or walking out here. Well, he's got an excavator here.
Yeah.
8430, I think.
8430 and an 80 something. 8430 and an 8640 or something.
Guys, Grandpa and I just got back from the auction a little while ago. I just had to do some filming for the owner of the auction company. He wanted to get some aerial shots and some footage for their website. There wasn't really anything down there that we were interested in. Dad is wrapping up meeting with a customer, and I am headed down to the woods that we're working on clearing right there. You can see the excavator down there. We are not going to be clearing that other woods right there. I think there's about, I want to say, 1.5 acres in that other woods. The woods we're working in right now, we're clearing that one out because that is a complete mess of a woods. And that is essentially our dump woods, I guess you want to call it. Grass clippings, landscaping, pretty much everything from around the farmyard and stuff will go down there and dump. About 50% of the trees have fallen down or blown down in that woods. Our intent is for that woods, we're going to be putting in some alfalfa down there and squaring off and creating more alfalfa ground down there. I'll explain more on that when I get down there with the skid steer. I'm not going to bother loading it up for not even a 1/4 mile of driving. I'm just going to road the thing over there, and we are going to get to work here in a little bit. That tractor is down yet again. I haven't heard anything from the service manager on that since Monday, so I have no clue what is going on with that, what they're finding. It's kind of a little annoying that I haven't heard anything, but I don't know. Hopefully Monday I hear something from him. Otherwise I'm gonna give him a call and say, what's the status? You know, it's not crucial that I can't move it. It just would be nice, since it's all cleaned up, washed. It's gonna start turning to crap here by after next week, and we're gonna start seeing a lot more snow. Actually, we've had snow, probably about 4 to 6 inches, and it's all melted away. And I got a neighbor's combine I need to wash next week, so that'll be, at least the weather will be nice then. But after that, 30s and rain and snow. Just would be nice to get that tractor put away finally, so it's not sitting outside. I wish I could figure out what's going on with that. So hopefully I hear back from the service manager here. Link in the description if you guys are interested in that. I love that grapple. Got the radio installed yesterday. That is a Bluetooth radio, so I do not have the coax cable run for the antenna. I do not even have the antenna set up yet. I just wanted the Bluetooth capabilities to listen to music or podcasts off my phone. I doubt if I'll even run the antenna cable, but I just have it wired right here to a 12-volt plug, so I just plug that in right there to the plug, and that way whenever I don't want to use it, I can just unplug that and not worry about it. But yeah, that is really nice to have in here now. That was not fun to install. You had to tear the headliner all apart and tear this console apart. The speakers are mounted under here. They're kind of hid. I don't know if you guys right there, you guys can see that. So, but that turned out really well. I'm really impressed with it. I bought this off of eBay. I will have the model number for this. It's a Jensen heavy equipment radio, but I will have the exact model number for this if you guys are interested in this. So I will have this linked down in the description for you guys. That way you know what model radio this is. So like I was telling you guys earlier, in this woods that we're working in right now, there's just under an acre out here. So we're gonna get this cleared off. Out here, we put this in alfalfa about 2 years ago, I believe. Reason why we put this in alfalfa is because this is some pure high sand ground that isn't high producing whatsoever. So we decided to put this in long-term cover crop, aka alfalfa. We will not be clearing that woods for a very long time. There's probably about 1 acre to 2 acres out in that woods. We don't have any plans so far as of right now for a long time of clearing that. There's really no reason to. There's about, I would say, 10 acres after we square this all off, because there's actually a high sand spot of the field beyond this woods. We're going to square it off with this wood, so there'll be an extra 5 acres of alfalfa out here. So in total now we will have 10 acres of alfalfa in here, and what's left will be about 10 to 12 acres of muck ground, or what we call the muck, because this will actually dip off into some muck out there. So we will keep this in production, and we will have about 10 to 11 acres of alfalfa in here. And plus it'll just be easier for our guys that we rent the alfalfa ground to, for them when they're mowing and baling the alfalfa. So it'll just make things a heck of a lot easier, and we'll be clearing up a real mess that's been out here for quite some time. So by my estimation, if we continue to have a decent stretch of weather here, there is a couple of massive oak trees out there and there. Otherwise, we should be able to get this knocked out easily by Wednesday, or at least completely pulled out of here by Wednesday, I would think. Down on Grandma's, we're actually completely done. I forgot to mention that. We completely finished up down there. Eventually, I will show you guys the end result down there of what that looks like. We did some ditch cleaning back on one of the other Grandma's fields back there, between us and a neighbor, so got that dipped out. Reason why I didn't show that was because I was busy doing some back grading with the skid steer, and there was really not an exciting video put together on that, because it was pretty much 4 hours of just sitting in the skid steer going back and forth grading. So I didn't really think that was worth doing a time lapse for all day, so did not do any footage on that. But so we got all that done down on Grandma's for the most part, and we moved on to this woods. Again, after this woods, not entirely sure yet. Just all depends on what goes on in the next week to 2 weeks, because this past week to 2 weeks, really this past month, has just been, it doesn't need to be shown on camera, a lot of office discussion work and stuff like that, and running numbers and stuff. So irrigation planning. edge of this field, along the edge of the woods that we're keeping. As far as what we're going to do with them, whether it's going to be for personal use for our firewood, or if we're going to pile them up and sell them to the friend that we have that has a firewood processor, like what we did over on Grandma's. I'm not entirely sure yet. We haven't really decided yet. That's why we're just pushing them up here in the woods and stacking them in nice piles along here. That way they're out of the way, and if we want to use them, it's right next to the farm and it's easy access. Or if we decide to sell them, they're right there, again, easy access for them to come and get them. So either way, these will be for firewood, that just like what we did down on Grandma's. Whatever's salvageable for firewood, that's what we're keeping. And it looks like I've got another tree to go cut up. Obviously there was a grain bin or a building back here, because it looks like either sheeting for a building or sheeting for a bin. One of the two. I think Grandpa said there might have been both out here. He can't remember. We had them log this woods along when we did Grandma's woods, so there's a lot of stumps out here that we got to dig up, and that's going to take a lot of time because it's easier to take the trees out with the stump versus cut the tree off, then dig the stump out and go bury the stumps or burn the stumps somewhere. Typically, like what we like to do is pile all those stumps up over there and stack them on top of the pile and let them burn down over the evening and into the night, and then sift through it in the morning and then start our pile again, and then just keep doing that until we get done, and we'll go through and burn the stumps up the best we can, and then we'll just dig a hole and bury the stumps then. But we try and not dig holes for the most part. We like to limit that as much as what we can, but there is a massive tree down over there and over there that I've just been basically snapping off and just breaking up and trying to save some time with the excavator over for doing that over there. So just a lot of tedious little brush work on the ground before we can take down the rest of these trees, and then we'll be done. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. We're going to throw the rest of this on this pile, and we are going to call it quits for today. We got a boatload done. Like I was saying earlier, it's just a lot of tedious just picking up scrub on the ground and a whole bunch of brush on the ground and getting it to the pile. But tomorrow we should put a big dent in this again, and potentially, I'm guessing now, we're going to potentially have this done by Tuesday. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. And I will catch you guys in the next video.